Now, like I said, Brigadier, I've deliberately left the issue of the so-called confessional statements for the end of my cross-examination. Right?
Yes, understood, my lord.
Now, let us go to the evidence of Zungu, Constable Zungu, who is central to why the accused persons, and in particular accused number 2, is before court.
Yes, my lord, I'm listening.
Now, in the trial within the trial, you testified that your informant that led you to now focus your investigation was Constable Zungu, right?
I don't think I classified him as an informer, my lord. I referred to the statement of Absalom Zungu, the father, to say he's the one that gave us the statement. I don't think I referred. I remember when I was cross-examined by Mr. Mngomezulu specific, where he said I relied on informers, and I said no, there was no informers. I relied on the statement by Absalom Zungu.
Brigadier, maybe you will take me to your trial within the trial, whereby you speak about the statement of Absalom Ntantlezi Zungu, because for me, for the first time I hear that you relied on the statement of Absalom Zungu to lead you now to focus on accused 1 and 2. Was now during your testimony in chief.
Yes, absolutely. We can go to the records, yes. and that is why, my lord, I'm specific that this issue was canvassed between myself and Mr. Mngomezulu as to what did I rely on, and Mr. Mngomezulu was leaning towards informers, and we debated on that part to an extent where I said there is a statement in the docket which was taken from Absolute Zungu, and he specifically implicates accused 1 and 2. So that is there. I'm certain of it 100%, my lord.
And do you know who is the source of Absolute Zungu's information that he provided to you?
Well, my lord, it's clearly depicted in his statement. This is Absolute Zungu, that he witnessed certain discussions, and in those discussions in the homelands, accused 1 and 2 were implicated in this matter, in the killing of SENZO MEYIWA. That's what the statement says. And
before we go even any further, is that Absalom Zungu to this day still alive?
Yes, he's still alive. Insofar as I know, he's still alive, my lord.
Oh my goodness. So this is why I don't count Ramasipili out, because he will surprise you, okay? He will just take you by surprise, and then boom, is Absalom Zungu still alive to this date? Which is a nod to, okay, what's your track record with dead witnesses? Are we talking about a living man, or is this man 6 feet under? I need to clarify that right now, right here, before we continue, because most of your witnesses are 6 feet under, mysteriously, especially the key witnesses at that. But I loved it. Oh my goodness, Ramasipili is a lot. And he says that he says that Absalom Zungu is your informer, and Gininda says, don't you dare, okay? Absalom Zungu is not an informer, and I never said that. And in fact, I can 100% prove it if we go back to the transcripts of myself speaking during a trial within the trial, and then he goes blah, 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 blah. In true Gininda style, he goes off on that tangent. Again, I feel that Ramasipili should have slowed it down here had Gininda proved this. Put it back on record. And that would have been an interesting discovery. But we're not counting him out. We're not counting him out because that was hilarious, Ramasipili. That was hilarious. We're not looking for humor, though. We're looking for holes poked in the state's case. And so far, Absalom Zungu is alive and well. But the state has not even bothered to bring him to the witness stand. That, for me, screams volume. Why not? But let's continue listening on. Let's find out what Ramasipili does with this information that Absalom Zungu is very much alive and breathing.
So, in other words, because you say now you relied on Absalom Zungu, but Absalom Zungu was privy to conversation, or was he told by somebody else this information that we then relates to you.
Yes, but like I said, my lord, it's contained in his statement. We can get to it so that we put the correct context of what he says. We have that statement and we've disclosed it to the defense. So we can perhaps go straight to it if we want to put the contents of what he said.
Do we have it, Brigadier?
I'm checking the index.
Oh, okay.
The statements which were now also assembled. You remember?
Yes.
I
Yes,
keep
ma'am.
things in my head.
So, my lord,
We're now also assembled, now stated. You can't remember, fine, no problem.
I remember, that's not that statement, my lord.
No?
It's
No,
not that
I'm just saying, is that the same statement?
It's not.
Okay, fine.
My
That's
memory,
all.
my lord, is very sharp.
Is that so?
Yes. I've got a sharp memory.
Very sharp.
Very sharp.
Your colleague there is smiling.
He knows, and he's got a sharp memory as well.
Oh,
So I'm getting to it, my lord. I've got it. I just need to get to it. Need to get to it.
so you say you're intending to call
Yes,
Mr. Absalom Zungu,
indeed so, my lord.
okay? And the state doesn't intend calling him.
No, my lord.
Okay, fine, yeah. So in other words, okay, fine.
I've got it. I've got it. So, no, I have it.
Okay.
I have it. So should I read it into record?
Yeah,
The entire statement.
Yes, the entire statement. Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. So it says, I, the undersigned Absalom Hlehezi Zungu, with ID number. The ID number is mentioned, my lord. I'm an adult male born on 1958 of 2/14, so it's February the 14th, residing. There's an address given, my lord. I am currently unemployed and temporary work at Pete Retif. The address where he's working as well as the cell phone number is mentioned, my lord. Then paragraph 2, in late 2017, I met Mbekiseni Ntanzi, who is my relative from Homelands in Kwanongoma. I met Mbekiseni in Devon at Kwamashu squatter camp. It was during the general discussion between myself and him, whereby he told me something shocking. He said to me there was once a fight or argument between his brother Mafika Ntanzi and another Ntanzi brother in Sisutu homeland in Kwanongoma. I do not recall what was Mafika arguing with his elder brother about, according to Mbekiseni. Mbekiseni said after the argument, he was told by the other Ntanzi brother that he won't fight with Mafika. Instead, he will rather report him to the police for the murder of a Orlando Pirates goalkeeper called SENZO MEYIWA back in Phosphorus. He further said he was told by the brother of Mafika, not Mbekiseni, that Mafika Ntanzi committed the murder with Muzi Sibia, who is also from Kwanongoma. I further do know that the two mentioned suspects were staying in the hostel in Phosphorus during the time SENZO MEYIWA was killed. I further know that Muzi Sibia had dreadlocks at a certain time but cut them off after the murder of SENZO. Muzi Sibia is currently somewhere in Kwanongoma and Mafika is currently working at a certain mine in Rustenburg. Paragraph 4. I am aware that the two were also used as hitmen and their ringleader was one Nkani Zungu of Sisutu area, Kwanongoma. However, he is currently in jail. I have further identified a photograph of Muzi Sibia to the police and attached it together with this statement marked ANZ1. I was not told by Mbekiseni as to why Muzisibiya and Mafika killed Senzo. After receiving the above information, I decided to tell my son, who is a police officer in Johannesburg, about the above information. His name is Sikumbuzo Zungu. Subsequent to that, I was then informed by Sikumbuzo that we should go meet the police at head office SAPS in Pretoria. Indeed, the police were met and I dispose the above statement to Colonel Geninda, who was with Sergeant Mukhane. I can identify Mafika to the police if I see him, but I do not have his photos. This is all I can say for now. Then paragraph 5, my lord, is the oath. And then it was commissioned by myself on the 17th of November 2019 at 16:25.
To be exhibit triple U.
Yeah, okay. Mark it. What's that place, Sosoba?
I can't make out the hand.
I know a guy called Sosobala.
The traditional healer.
Yes.
Yes.
S-O-S-O.
The traditional healer, my lord. He was rather.
Oh, so you do go to a traditional?
No, I just know of him, my lord. He was very famous, so
Yeah.
I just know of that.
I see Mr. Mnisi is surprised. I used to play soccer, so there were guys who come in with magical stories. So Sobala was one of the big guys who would come with stories like he can make a ball vanish.
True.
So Sobala.
My lord, I see it's just approaching 3 o'clock.
Is that so?
Yes. That's
My lord, I think Advocate Ngumalo will be more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will be more clued up about this, Mr. Sosoban. From the same homeland.
But I thought you are from Peter Marisbeck. My name is Nguman.
From my homeland.
No, Gupi. English?
Yes.
Oh, yo, I'm trying to go to Sosoban again. Okay, should we adjourn then?
Yes, my lord, I would suggest that we adjourn until tomorrow.
What's the time now?
It's 3 o'clock, my lord.
Should we adjourn? I'm in your hands.
Please, madam. Please.
Brigadier, speak, even you yourself.
Then we can go up to 12:30 if you want us to.
Yes?
Let's go up to 12:30, no problem.
Should we go to... my lord, the suggestion on the left is that we adjourn now.
Aye, let's go up to 12:30.
Let's go to...
They'll say, the church here, Kekeli. Kekeli is the church. Ola Mahal.
Okay. Now, Brigadier, from the statement that you have read, I pick up early on that you relied on the information that is hearsay to investigate accused number 1 and 2. The deponent says, I had information from a relative of accused number 2 to the following effect that he mentions there, then I also
That's correct, my lord. But the son was there. He's the one that came to us. This Kumbuzo Zungu is actually Constable Zungu.
Yes.
And an effort, my lord, was made to find the person who told the father, to collaborate that. And the person was found, but he was scared and fearful of the reprisal because this was a family. These are relatives. So there was a standoff, my lord, in terms of that person giving a statement to corroborate that assertion, my lord, which was not unusual, my lord, because court will remember that when I testify in evidence in chief, Constable Zungu, when he came to bring this information first to say this is what he heard from his father, it was way earlier in the year. And then we made an agreement that he must get his father so that the father can actually be the one coming to tell me this information. He found him months later, I think it's 6 months or so odd, when he was then where we eventually made an arrangement to meet. We were first supposed to meet on the 12th of November. We shifted it in 2019 to the 13th of November from our side with Brigadier Perumal, and subsequently when we met on the 13th of November, he then said he was able to convince his father to come through, and that's how now on the 17th of November we met for the statement. So, but there was difficulty in getting them to come forth in fearful of reprisal. You know, they made it clear that our life will be in danger. That was the case from this person mentioning, but he did confirm that yes, I did tell my brother, but I'm not going to make a statement.
And there you have it, Funda Tembi Funda. Funda Temba Funda. And isn't it ironic that after we nicknamed him Funda Temba, and that he struggles to read, somehow Absalom Zungu's statement, he reads it pretty well. Not only does he read it so well, he actually tells us that he commissioned that statement. And not only that, there are words like subsequently in that statement. So my question becomes, so did Hlehlezi Zungu, Absalom Zungu, also known as Absalom Zungu, did he, this 72-year-old man, dispose of his statement in English? That's the first question I would have asked Gininda. And then the second question, we have Mbekiseni, Mafiga, all these new names that are introduced to us. Oh no, Mbekiseni is the storyteller, okay? Mbekiseni needs to open a YouTube channel and tell this story, okay? Without any fear, okay? And then Mbekiseni is the storyteller. He's the one who told ZUNGUNIZER Senior that, hey, this is the situation. My brothers are fighting, and there's the young brother, Umafiga, and then there's the older brother, who doesn't have a name, by the way. The older brother is just referred to as Untanzi brother. He doesn't have a name. Now, Mr. Investigating Brigadier Gininda, I would have expected you to at least bring us that other brother's name. But you know what? Asikolapo. And then from then on, this Mbekiseni goes on with the story and says he would rather, and then my brother said he would rather go to the police. So Mbekiseni is a third party himself. So there's the third party who is Mbekiseni, and then Absalom Zungu is actually the fourth party. It's giving broken telephones, okay? Absalom Zungu is not the first source. He's not the guy who was there listening to the Danzi brothers fighting. He's the guy who's being told the story. And then that story is then told to ZUNGUNIZER, okay? Sizwe Zungu, Constable Sizwe Zungu. So Sizwe Zungu is actually the... So we have the third party, the fourth party, and the fifth party. Sizwe Zungu is the fifth party who runs to the National Commissioner and tells him what's happening. And then the appointment is set up with Brigadier Bongani Ntanzi. No, not Brigadier Bongani Ntanzi. Brigadier Bongani Nicholas Gininda, who then insists on meeting Absalom Zungu. I'm even exhausted relaying this information to you, but I gotta keep going. It chop. And then when these Ntanzi brothers are fighting, the older Ntanzi brother says, I'd rather tell the police that Untanzi, my own brother, and this Moses Sevilla killed the Orlando Pirates goalkeeper in Vosloras. For me, Vosloras, that's just too much information for a 72-year-old man to be relaying to the police, okay? But I can understand why Gininda needed that in the statement to place them in this crime, okay? So there's no confusion. I get it. I see what we're doing here. And then Muzi Sevilla used to have dreadlocks, and then he cut them off. Of course he cut them off. We all know how the story goes. Everybody cuts off their dreadlocks. Everybody with gold teeth removes their gold teeth. Anyone with tattoos, suddenly the tattoos have disappeared. There's a lot of black magic going on. I mean, we even hear the judge relaying one of the black magicians, okay, that he knows about, which is irrelevant to this case, if I might add. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. Ramasipili tries to take a recess, and the judge says, hell no. This is so interesting. We are finally on Absalom Zungu's statement, and you want us to take a recess for the day? You want me to wait until tomorrow to hear where you're going with this? You have got to be kidding me. You must not know about me. You must not. I need to hear this story. Let's keep going, everybody. Okay? So they keep going. Gininda reads the other parts that Gininda read on the statement that they were used as hitmen. That is, accused number 1 and 2 were used as hitmen, and their ringleader is someone called Unkani Zungu. How is he Nkani Zungu? I thought he's Nkani Ntuli. Nkani should be Fisogutle and Tuli, accused number 5, who's currently in jail. But somehow the statement says Nkani Zungu. I'm confused. But it is what it is. And somehow this 72-year-old man has a photo of Mzansi, which is conveniently attached to his statement. But it doesn't have a photo of Ubongani dance. Remember, this statement was disposed of on the 17th of November 2019. And Mzansi, whose photo is provided in this statement, is only arrested in May 2020. Let me let you just put 2 plus 2 over there. Let me know your thoughts. Why did it take them so many months to arrest someone whose photo they actually have in a high-profile murder case? But let's keep going. It is what it is, okay? It is what it is. And then he says, this old man says he doesn't know. Begiseni says he doesn't know why Mzansi and Umafika killed Senzo. Such a convenient statement for this old man to add. But after he received this information, it weighed so heavily on his heart, he had to tell his policeman son, Sikhumbuzo Zungu, and that's how, I was brought to Pretoria. The old man doesn't say, I was scared for my life. I didn't want to come to Pretoria. Zungu kept calling me and saying I must come to Pretoria and tell the story. He doesn't say that in his statement. But Gininda adds it as an addendum, of course, after the fact, and goes on and on and on and on and on about why this Mzansi brother refuses to make a statement. So guys, can you imagine Mzansi has a whole brother who reported him to the police but refuses to make a statement because he's family and is afraid of retaliation, because Mzansi is a hitman. And Kabi, this is the Nganegwane that we've been subjected to listening to. This is the Nganegwane that resulted in the arrests of the 5 accused. And not only that, this is the Nganegwane that Baloyi refuses to call this old man to the stand. Oh my goodness. I definitely want to hear your opinions down in the comment section down below. But let's continue on, because now Ramasipili is forced to continue with his cross-examination as the judge refused to grant an adjournment for the day. So, should I continue the video? Let's continue the video. Yeah, let's make it one complete video. Okay, we'll keep going. So please make sure to watch. Thank you. Okay, let's continue on. I'll be back, of course, with the rest of my commentary.
And that also, my lord, to put this into proper context, because it affects Zungu. And that is why, if one looks at Constable Zungu's statement, it was only taken while this trial actually was in progress. Was it? Yeah, I think it was taken sometime last year, Constable Zungu's statement. And the reason for that, my lord, is that as I was investigating, this is now after having sight of accused 2, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5. As we were busy obtaining statements from witnesses, it became apparently clear in terms of the statements that were obtained that on the day of the incident, this is now the 26th of October 2014, at the hostel where the planning took place, Constable Zungu was there, but not as part of the planning, as the people who were there for the traditional dance music. So I think I recall 2 statements where his name kept on coming up to say he was there, being mentioned by witnesses. Kwabeni is one of those people. I think Makosanko also mentions him. There's a couple of statements that we obtained, my lord. And it was during that time when now I went back to him to say, but your name is being mentioned, what happened? And then he opened up also to say, fearful of being assassinated due to the proximity of the accused. He wanted us to do the investigation, but he opened up, my lord, and said, look, I'll tell you what I know, but there was fear and concern that he might be killed.
And throughout Zungu's testimony, and by Zungu I refer to Constable Zungu, he never indicated that his father was the source of the information that he now came and testified about in this court?
My Lord, firstly, I was not, obviously the difficulties is I don't know how the context was put when Constable Zungu was testifying. But these are two different reports. The father was telling me about what he witnessed with his relative in KZN, not that he had a direct engagement with the accused. It was a hearsay, as Mr. Ramsipil has correctly put it, from a brother, his relative, in trying to manage the dispute in the homeland. So he only made a assertion insofar as that is concerned. Zungu involvement is insofar as what took place at the hostel where the planning was done when he was present. So those when he was present, and when I confronted him with his name coming up, my Lord, as I said, when I said, but why? Because I confronted him, why didn't you bring this information to me from the beginning? The indication or the response was that he was scared. He wanted justice to be done. Hence is the one that came forward on his own, my Lord, because he came on his own right from the beginning to the office of the National Commission, where I was informed there's a person who has information about the death of Senzo. That came from him in the beginning, but then he introduced the father and kept himself away. But when he was confronted, my Lord, he opened up and told the truth. And I may add lastly, my Lord, that in matters of this nature, especially where it is alleged that hitmen are involved, it's not an easy thing to get people to cooperate, because they know the consequences should they be exposed, my Lord, to the hitmen. The consequences are dire. At times people have lost their lives. So when someone says he's fearful of his life, I personally understand, because I dealt with such matters, my Lord. Yes, my Lord.
In line with our agreement yesterday, Brigadier, confine your answers. That we've worked in cases where hitmen and people lost their lives. It's unnecessary, you know that.
No, I agree, my Lord, but the inference was not to say the accused are hitmen. I was just making a general remark to say when someone...
My Lord, may I approach? Okay. Finish your answer.
Must I finish? Yeah. Yes. When someone make that assertion, and I think in my response, my Lord, I was very cautious. I never said the accused before court are hitmen. I made a remark to say in matters that I've dealt with, that I've came across during my career, when people are saying they are scared because there is this allegation that hitmen are involved, I do understand that, because I've seen witnesses in other matters really losing their lives in giving information to the police. That's the context I was saying it, my Lord.
Thank you, my Lord, for the indulgence. Now, right at the top, when I said you relied on hearsay evidence to investigate accused number 1 and 2, especially, let's take it with the father's hearsay. The person that you referred to and that the father says he obtained the information from, that Mbekiseni Ntanzi. Early on in my consultation in preparation for this case, I've consulted with him, and vehemently he denies ever telling Mr. Absalom Zungu the set information that is deposed in Absalom Zungu's statement. That's the first point. And number 2, he is based in Mpumalanga. He does not know the sheikhs or whatever place that Mr. Absalom Zungu says he met him in Durban at that period.
My Lord, I was not there during the consultation of Mr. Ramsipile with this individual. I think if I was part of it, then we could take this discussion further, my Lord.
I suppose this person will be called as a witness.
I was coming there. You overshot. The point now that I'm coming to, and this is exactly that point, this witness I'll call, and he'll come and testify and tell this court and deny whatever it is said about him in that affidavit of Absalom Zungu.
My Lord, like I said, I was not there during that discussion with Mr. Ramsipile and the said person, so I can't, I think I'd rather not, that's the terrain I'd rather stay away, because I was not there. All I can rely on is what Mr. Absalom Zungu said and the interaction that I had with the 3 that I've mentioned, my Lord.
What's the name of this witness, by the way?
Mbekiseni Ntanzi, my Lord.
Mbekiseni?
Yes.
Who?
Ntanzi.
Ntanzi?
Yes.
You say he stays out in...
He's in
Mpumalanga?
Yes, my Lord.
In Zululand. You know, Shaka used to rule this whole subcontinent. Today we say there's Zululand in Mpumalanga, fine. That's why it's so strong. Who's this guy? So Shango, the general.
Yes.
He went right up to Zimbabwe. You don't know that?
I did maths and high school maths.
When they say Amashangan,
I don't know.
Abantu baga Soshangi, is that not so? General.
Yes, so
After they conquered the people that side, they gave him the idiom of saying Abantu baga Soshangan.
Yes.
But if you talk to a Tsonga person, he'll tell you that I'm Tsonga, I'm not Shangan.
Correct.
Is that so, Mr. Nisi?
The statement, right?
I need to say
Advocate Baloy and advocate.
No, I'm asking because you're from Mpumalanga, you said, and I'm not saying that.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, fine, no problem.
To whether a person is a Tonga or Shangan, I think the appropriate authorities.
Oh, I see. Okay. Baloy, okay, fine. I hear you.
Thank you, my lord. Now, Constable Zungu, regarding the involvement of his father, he testified the following, and it's also contained in his statement, that when he met you, you were skeptical that he knows the accused that you are referring to, 1 and 2, and that you wanted confirmation that indeed he's related to them. And then you wanted a next of kin to come and confirm that indeed he knows them. And then he opted by bringing his father with. He never mentioned that his father was also privy to some information that was provided to him.
My lord, I'm sitting with the statement of Mr. Absalom Zungu. I think it speaks for itself. I can't take it further than it. It speaks for itself as to what he's saying to me.
My lord, at this juncture, it's nearly 4:15. The other day, I was badly affected by this aircon, and I see it's beginning. So I'd suggest that also the background noise that it makes me scream at the top of my voice, and when I get home, my voice is strained. So I'm going to request that we adjourn until tomorrow.
All right. Health business. Are you available tomorrow?
Yes, I am, my lord.
Okay, tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Finally saved by the aircon, and you can see as soon as that aircon started blowing, Ramasipili said, "This is my chance and I am taking it." My lord, I struggle when this aircon is on. I don't want to start screaming. It is a lot. Can we adjourn for the day? Nisi and Ngumalo die laughing because hello, the judge said, okay, sure, it is what it is. But as you know, Brigadier Gininda says, I was not there. I was not there when Zungu spoke in court. I was not there when you spoke to Umpekiseni Ntanzi. It's none of my business. I'm sticking to what Zungu Senior said to me. And he said, okay, he spoke to Umpekiseni and these are the things he said. I mean, I have the statement right here in front of me and that's what I'm going by. This other stuff you're saying is actual hearsay. I have a statement. You don't. Let me know your thoughts of that in the comment section about Mr. I don't know, Mr. I was not there, Mr. 2%. It is a lot ganingi, okay? And then there's the whole Mpumalanga conversation from the judge. I mean, yeah, it was end of day, so clearly distractions are picking up. But I definitely want to hear your opinions. Absalom Zungu, is he a reliable witness, or should his statement be thrown out as hearsay evidence? Thanks so much for watching. If you've made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. Thank you so much for watching all the ads. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will catch you on my next upload. Definitely. Thank you so much. If you're subscribed to the channel, you absolutely have my heart as well. Channel members, you too. You're the real VIP gang. Thanks for supporting the channel financially. And to you who is watching this channel and are still not subscribed, it is time for you to consider hitting that subscription button because we're on the way to 50,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in my next upload.